Chapter 1. Screen Overload. If you're anything like me, you've noticed how plugged in our society is. People spend 10 plus hours a day staring at screens. A few decades ago, that number was basically nothing. And now, I'm left wondering, is this actually evolution? Or are we just shooting ourselves in the foot? Now, I'm not here to answer this question, as this is too philosophically profound for me to have an educated answer on. But what I am here for is for a much more simpler question. Is technology getting in the way of our personal, emotional, and humane relationships? Yeah, it is. And here's why I think so. Once I started thinking for myself, actually questioning things, I felt like my whole life broke open. Kept asking myself, why, how, when? And I get why people never get to that stage of consciousness. When you grow up drowning in video games, TV, endless content, and a dopamine rush at your fingertips, how can you blame anyone for never stopping to think in the 21st century? Lately I've been asking myself, why does the internet feel so fake recently? Is it just the digital reality of the matter? Is it the millions of bots and the narcissistic creators? Or maybe it's just the inevitable big AI takeover? It's probably just a combination of all these things. But regardless, this is a tangent. Moving on to Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Feeling voiceless. I'm here today to tell you a story about the moment a nearly 6-foot white Canadian dude realized he had absolutely no voice in society at all. And no, I'm not talking about singing Roxanne. It started with a conversation I had with one of my professors. We were talking about an art exhibit, and somehow that led me to asking if she's ever been in a protest. She said yes, several times. And the first one was when she was my age. That honestly stunned me. I looked at my own life and realized I couldn't even name something I believed in strongly enough to protest for. And even if I did, what's the point? One person's opinion doesn't matter. At least that's what I told myself. A week later, when having a conversation with another professor I admired, it started off with me asking about his degree, and it led to me asking the same question. He had a similar answer. Yes, he had protested, but he mentioned protesting digitally. Basically, ethical hacking. His version sounded like it had more agency, but even then, I wasn't sold. After these two eerily similar conversations, I had to take a step back and think to myself, why do I feel like I don't have a voice? Why do I feel like I have no control? And the answer to that is simple. It's from being online too much. Because two things are happening when I'm online. Is I'm not choosing what I see when I see it, and two is I'm seeing things from the top 0.01% of human beings, and I'm comparing it to my own life, thinking this is the only way I can live and I should live. This is horrible for me. This legitimately alienates me from my own life, leading to only negative impacts on my critical thinking, my mental health, and just my overall well-being. If I didn't know any better, I'd think social media companies are purposely doing this. But that makes no sense. But from those conversations, one thing finally clicked. The only place my voice actually exists is with the people around me, whether I like it or not. And once I understood that, everything online started to feel different. I realized the emotions I get from the internet aren't grounded in legitimacy. There's no face to read, no tone to hear, no presence to be felt. You can't sense someone's energy, compassion, or sincerity through a screen. The digital world gives you information, but it doesn't give you humanity. And realizing that pulled my attention towards something I'd ignored my entire life. The influence I have on other people without even noticing it. Chapter 3. Your influence is happening subconsciously. But being aware of this fact isn't easy. There's no visible meter for me knowing when I've impacted someone's life. There's no likes, comments, or view counts on real human connections. As someone who grew up chronically online, I couldn't conceptualize people are always listening, even when I wasn't trying to be heard. When I was just going through the motions, being present, humane, for most of my life this didn't matter. I didn't want people to listen to me. I wanted to live in my own world, and when someone said something captivating, I'd like to make a funny remark and go back to doing my own thing. But this version of me just doesn't fit anymore. I've grown out of my shell, and I'm looking to build a new one that's stronger, more in tune with my soul, more connected to my environment. And through this pursuit, I realized something important. No one does anything meaningful alone. Whether it's my favorite athlete or philosopher, when they reach the pinnacle of their career, it's never about them, but the people that supported them along the way. That's exactly where I find my voice, within the people around me, not ones I never physically see. The physical community you create matters far more than the digital spaces you float through. Everywhere you go, you are creating impact and influence in the world. A simple thing as getting a coffee while smiling and genuinely thanking the person for passing you that scorching hot cup, or when you're in class being interactive with others, making others feel welcomed and encouraged, telling someone close to you that you love them. These things embolden connections and only spread positivity and peace into the world. You won't discover your place in the world through scrolling or chasing online validation. You discover it through the relationships you build over time, and through the people who feel your presence even when you're not performing for anyone. Well, folks, thank you all for watching my thesis. Now, if there's one thing I'd like you to do after watching my video, it's not to like or subscribe, it's to put down whatever electronic you're using to watch this video and go outside, take a walk, take a breath, and understand that you are the person who's going to change the world. You are the person who's going to make your neighbors and your friends' days better. You are the person in control. Thank you.